guys, welcome back to Cara Jo Plans, where I am planning and budgeting my way through a debt payoff journey. I'm so excited to have you here today. Today we are going to do my weekly check-in for the first week of March. And I have my Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook here, and I'm on the expense tracker page. And if you follow me on Instagram, one of the things that I said about budgeting is to track your expenses and categorize them. So that was one of the steps. So I've tracked my expenses. I've written down the categories. Now what I want to do with this is I want to color code. And that helps me today when I do my weekly check-in. And it also helps me at the end of the month when I close out my budget. So I have my mild liners, and I've labeled my mild liners what category each color is for. So that just kind of helps speed up the process when you're getting started too. Once you do this month over month, you kind of know what your colors mean. So first thing I have is a food expense from HelloFresh. And then I'm just going to go down and find any more food since I already have this highlighter out and highlight all of my food at once. Okay, so I had 3 food expenses this week. I'll get that highlighter out of the way. Then I'm going to take my budget sheets from my Etsy shop. And I'm sorry, this one's pretty sad. This one was an oops, so I decided to keep it for myself. The corner lifted and the machine chewed this up a little bit. So I kept this one for myself, but these are expense tracking stickers that are in my Etsy shop. And I think I have 17 different colors now. So whatever highlighters or whatever you're using to track, I probably have a color to work with your highlighters. If not, drop me a message and I can try to match your colors. So I use blue for food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to track on here that this was HelloFresh and it was $62.93. And then what I do on here also is I just real small write the date on there. So when I go to my calendar, I know what day to put it on. And then I had Double Dragon, and that was for $31.16. And then I had McDonald's for $7.03. That one was on the 5th, and Double Dragon was on the 3rd. So then my food is ready to go to track on my calendar. And then the next bill down is utilities. So I'm going to get my mild liner that matches my utilities and highlight all of those. Now they're not all utilities per se. I probably could change it to just bills. But that's just what I've been using and that's what works. And that's kind of like the bills that I'll have to pay every month. They're never going away. Even after I get out of debt, I will always have, these are recurring every single month. So that's kind of how I categorize these. So we had those. And then I will get my peach sheet out. I use peach for these because this is kind of like a neon orange, kind of hard to match. So I had my mortgage go out on the 1st, and that one was $513.08. And you know what? As I'm doing this, I'm thinking that I already pre-planned utilities. I did. So I do PMC, mortgage, water. I didn't have Peoples on here though, and HP, because those were supposed to come out the end of February, and they didn't. So HP did come out on the 1st. I think because February was a shorter month, some of this stuff got moved around a little bit. So I'll have to double check on what their days that they'll be due next month are. And Peoples came out on the 4th, and that was $109. Okay, so those will be ready to track. The other ones are already on my calendar. And then going down my line, the next category I need to track is fuel. And I filled up once this week. So I've got fuel, and then I use red for fuel. So I'll just write on here, get-go, $36.50. And this one was another oops one. The blade was too thick, so it punched a complete hole in there. So I won't sell those. If I can quality check and I find something that's messed up, I don't sell those ones. I keep them for myself, or I'm starting a oops bin. So everything that kind of has, like, these stickers still work. They're just punched all the way through, so they're a little harder to peel out, which I wouldn't sell for full price, but I might throw those in an oops bag. They're still functional. So once I get some stuff built up, I might do some oops bag sales coming up in my Etsy shop. And then next up, we have Apple, which is fun money. And just one of those. So I'll get my yellow out and track Apple. That was on the 3rd for $21.18. Then Debt. How exciting, guys. This is towards my city card. And I don't want to give any spoilers out, but that is a big deal. And at the end of the month, you're going to find out why. All right, and then I use my coral color, was kind of the closest I could come to that. So City was $9.16.55 on the 3rd. And then the last two categories I have are Planner for $48.58. Now I do make gold stickers. I just didn't have any in my oops bin, but I did have some tan stickers in my oops bin, and I don't really use tan, so I decided that I would just use these for a planner. And this is from Happy Planner, and that went out on the 5th for $48.58. And then my last one I put as a household expense. I ran through the car wash. I was absolutely tired of looking at the salt on my van. So I'm going to count that as a household expense. Car wash, $14. Okay, so I've gone through my expense tracker, and that's where I'm ending the week. So I'm going to make just a little black line to know that I've already tracked everything here. So when I do my next weekly check-in, I'll know where to start. And then I'm going to head over to my March calendar. And so here's my March calendar. I didn't do my sinking fund yet, so I'm not going to cross that one off. But these other utilities that I pre-planned, I'm going to mark those ones off. So we had a car wash on the 5th. We had planner expenses on the 5th. We had a debt payment on the 3rd. And then another thing this color coding helps me to see, especially like when I lay out the month, my bills are all pretty evenly spread out. I don't have one week that's too heavy on bills. And then especially with these other variable expenses, I can see like if the weekends I'm spending more, or if there's a certain time of the month that I'm spending more in one category. And that's just kind of information I like to have for myself. And then I had Apple on the 3rd as well. Fuel. What day did I get gas? I didn't write it on here. Let me flip back. Gas was on the 2nd. Okay, and then we had the two bills that weren't on here already. So we had my Instant Ink and my gas bill. And then I had 3 food expenses. I had HelloFresh. I had Double Dragon. And I had had McDonald's. So the other thing to keep in mind when I'm doing my weekly check-in this week is I went cashless. So every expense I had went through my bank account on that one tracker. So that made it a little bit easier as well. So here I have my first week's spending. And then we're going to go to my budgeting notebook where I do my weekly check-ins for March. Here they are. So, and I haven't filled anything out yet except for the categories on this one. So I had food, I budgeted $250. Fuel for the month, I've budgeted $150. Since I'm not doing cash, I don't need to really break that up. Fun was $100. Actually, you know what? We're going to change food. I'm budgeting $500 for the month. I'm going to try to go cashless all month and we'll see how it goes. So $500. Household. What did I budget for household this month, guys? Did I bump it to $150? I think I did. And then beauty $200 and planner $100. Okay, so let's start with food. I had 3 food expenses this month, or this week. So I had $62.93 plus $31.16 plus $7.03. So I spent $101.12 minus $500. So we still have $398.88. And then my monthly total for food spending so far is the $101.12. Okay, and we did have a fuel run this week and just one of those, so that was $36.50. So $150 minus $36.50. We have $113.50 left for gas, and we've spent so far $36.50. Fun money, we had $21.18. Leaving us $78.82 and then $21.18. This monthly total on the first week is super easy because it matches the actuals here. So no math required there. Household, I did spend $14. Leaving us with $136 for the rest of the month and $14. Beauty, I didn't spend anything, so we still have $200 and nothing so far. Planner, we did $48.58. The difference of $51.42 left for the month and $48.58 for the total. So let's get our totals here and let me speed you through that here. Okay, so if I add up the $978.62 plus, that's the amount I have left, plus the amount I spent, plus the $221.38, that should equal the amount that I originally budgeted, just to double check my numbers and make sure everything's right, and it does. So then for the monthly total, like I said, they're going to be the same as the actual for this month. So that's the $221.38. So far, pretty good for spending for the month. We'll do, I think we'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, we might do 5 weeks of check-ins in March, depending on how I budget this last week in March. So far we're doing pretty well. Thank you guys so much for watching this weekly check-in. If you're curious about more of my budgeting, check out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications when new videos pop up. And head over to my Etsy shop for these stickers. And also all of these gorgeous stickers in my budgeting by Paycheck workbook and my budget notebook are from Life in Envelopes, my friend Jennifer. And I do have a discount code for her shop as well below. So make sure you check those out and have a great day. Bye.